Right guys, Will here from Zaltek Reviews. I'm doing my review a day early. As some of you might know, if you know me on Facebook that is, I'm a massive Formula 1 fan and the season starts tomorrow. Well, the practice for the start of the season starts tomorrow. So we've got a session in the morning and a session in the afternoon. So I didn't want to be sat here recording a video because I'll be watching that. Anyway, today I'm reviewing, I meant to review this quite a while ago actually. I've had it here for about a month. I recently reviewed the Nodus Sector Pilot. Great watch, that actually made it onto my elite list. And today I'm reviewing the same line, the Sector line. But this is the Sector Dive, and the version I've got here is the Redtide version with the stainless steel bezel. Right, play the intro. Right then, as I said, the Nodus Sector Dive watch. Now when I say it's a dive watch, it's more of a skin diver because it only has 100 metres of water resistance, but that's plenty for me. I don't care. I don't need 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 blooming metres of water resistance. The deepest I go is in the bath. So this, I mean, obviously when you reduce the water resistance to like 150 or 100 or whatever it is, you're going to get like a thinner profile. I'll go over the specification in a minute. There's something else I want to say. Oh, price. This starts at $475. That's, when I say start, I mean if you pick the stainless steel bezel like I've got here, it's $475. However, if you want the black DLC version, I'll put a picture up, you're looking at $500. Bang on, 500. Movement inside this is a true no date movement, and it's the Seiko NH38. Now before you all run away and go, fucking $500 for a blooming... Listen, everybody's got to pay bills. I can understand that. And $500 I would say is pretty much bang on the money. Sure, I'd like to see it a bit cheaper, but $500 or $475 for this one, I think it's pretty fair considering, because you are getting very good build quality, and I'll go into that later. I do like Nodus watches. I think they make, I mean, they've just released the Avalon 2. I'm supposed to get it in for review, but I'm not going to hold my breath because there's a huge wait list to get a review sample of the Avalon 2. I mean, I'd love to review it, and hopefully they send me the white one, but I mean, if they send me a different colour, that's fine. I'm just reviewing it anyway. It's not as if I'm getting it to keep. This Sector Dive that I've got in front of me, the Redtide, this is just a loaner to the channel. Actually, I mean, I wouldn't mind buying this actually. They do a white version. In fact, I'll put up pictures of all the different colourways. You know I'm a huge fan of white dials. I'd love to see the white dial, but then if I pick the white dial, I'll probably go for the DLC bezel. But this one, though, the Redtide, I think it actually suits the stainless steel bezel. It just makes, I think the combination, you know how with the Fume dial, and it's red in the middle and it disperses out to black at the chapter ring, the rehop. I think it suits this bezel better than it would do the black. Alright, you're going to get a continuation for the centre of the dial right out to the edge where it goes darker, and then you've got the dark bezel. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't work, I'm just saying I think it would make the watch look a lot smaller, if you know what I mean. Just, you know how some watches play tricks on you and how they wear on wrist and all the rest of it. I think this combination's fantastic. And I've actually, the past month that I've had this in here, I've actually been wearing this more than I have been wearing the pilot watch. The pilot watch I bought when I spoke to Wes. He says, right, I'll send you the dive as well. I was like, send me the white one. And he's like, no, not got any white review samples available. I was like, bastard. Anyway, I'm quite glad to send me the red one. I'd actually love to keep this in my collection. I keep banging on. I says I only want white dial watches for my collection. Blah blah blah. I need a splash of colour in my collection, and I'm no big a fan of like that Tiffany blue that you get, or bright yellow. I'm not a fan, or orange. It doesn't suit me. You know what I mean? I like a bit more restrained kind of colourways and stuff. I mean, I like black dials. I love white dials, obviously. I like a nice blue dial, but it would probably have to be like a dark blue or navy blue. And I like grey dials as well. And I think this version, this red one, I do like it, and I've had a lot of compliments on Instagram and that when I take wrist shots and stuff. And to be fair, I do like it. In fact, could I maybe promote that expression to do I love it? I do, actually. I know it's not the most unique dial in the world, but I just, everything about it, the way it wears on wrist, the size or the diameter of the case, the lug to lug, I think this bracelet as well, the Beads of Rice bracelet, is actually better than the new bracelet that they've fitted to the pilot watch. I just think there's nothing wrong with the one that's on the pilot's watch, but I mean, why mess with something that works? Beads of Rice bracelet, it's super comfortable. Female end links and everything, solid links throughout, milled clasp. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into the dimensions. I'm not going to bother getting my calipers out because I've pretty much, when it came weeks and weeks ago, I had a look and I was comparing it with the Sector Pilot and done measurements and took notes and all the rest of it. But they're pretty much bang on. See the dimensions that Nodus state on their website when you look at the watch and that, and you go into the specification tab. The dimensions and all that are pretty much bang on. So I'll tell you what the dimensions are. You've got an overall diameter of 38mm, a total thickness of 12.5mm, and you have 47 lug to lug, although I measured it just under 47. Where's my notes? 46.8, so it's just a ball hair off it, so call it 47. 20mm lug width, and the crown diameter is 7.5mm, although I measured it at just over 7, so it's not far off. As I said, the movement is, for these dive watches with no date and all that, it's a Seiko NH38, Japanese, fully automatic, and it's also regulated to 4 positions, and it's guaranteed plus or minus 10 seconds a day. I put it on the time grapher weeks ago, and it was coming in at +6, so lovely jubbly. What else can I say? The crystal is obviously, it's like a flat top sapphire crystal with a domed underside and blue anti-reflective coating. That's obviously the AR coatings on the underside as well. And it works well. You can see, let me show you. You can see see that blue tinge hue. It's fine. You can't even see the blue really. Just depends what angle you've got it at. Personally, I don't. I like the blue AR coating anyway. It doesn't bother me. I like it. As I say, I mean the build quality in this is phenomenal, and I do. As I said earlier, I think it justifies the price point. I've got no beef with it at all. You're getting a good watch. It's no your normal £200 kind of. This is my first watch release for some unknown micro brand that you've never heard of before. You know what I mean? Trying to break into the market. This has had a lot of refinements, I've got to say. It's beautifully made and definitely worth the price. Aye, I'm not going to rattle on about the price. I've said enough. I think it's worth it, and I would highly recommend it. Right, what am I talking about? The dial. As I said earlier, it's a Fume dial, and it's like a deep cherry red in the middle at the pinion, and disperses out to like a dark, almost black. And there's my fucking dog barking again. I swear to God, man, I need to get a muzzle for her. Hopefully she'll shut up in a minute. The indices on this are printed, and the dial itself, it's actually an enamel dial. You can see that when it hits the lights at certain points. You know, it's quite glossy, but it's no cheesy. You know what I mean? Looks very, very nice. I'm just trying to play with the light here to give you a better look. Aye, it's all good. The logo's printed obviously just below the 12, and you have sector and 100 metres just above the 6. Nice hands, like an arrow tipped hour hand, and a nice long kind of fence post style minute hand. Bezel, well, let me show you the bezel action. It's absolutely, it's quite, what's the word, tactile. Doesn't make a lot of noise, but it's not, it's just because I've got these blooming gloves on. It's proving to be a bit stiff, but when you're just using your bare hands, it's lovely, and it also lines up perfectly, which is nice. Stainless steel bezel, as I said. Is that an insert or is it one piece? Let me have a look. It will be one piece because I've seen the black DLC. That's like one piece entire bezel. It's not just an insert, it's the whole bezel is black DLC, or like this, stainless steel. It's all very, very nice. Quite an oversized crown, I like that. I do like that. And the finishing, as I say, the brushing is superb. The polishing is superb, and the transition between the two is shock horror, superb. Brushing on top, obviously the bezel's brushed as well. The bracelet is brushed, and obviously the centre beads are polished. But I will say that, see the brushing there on the side of the bracelet, it matches the watch head perfectly. It's not like they've just took it off another watch, shoved it onto this one, and you can sometimes tell. I mean, I've reviewed quite a few watches where you can see the difference between Seiko. They're pretty bad at doing that. I want the watch head to match the bracelet. You know, the level of finishing. Otherwise it just looks like, oh, he's took that blooming bracelet off and for something else and plonked it on to a different watch. As I was saying, back to this, you've got solid links, solid end links, female end links, and quick release pins. Screw pins for sizing the thing up. Oh. As you can see, that's a bit close, isn't it? Aye, lovely clasp on these and all. I really like this clasp. It's only got 3 levels of micro adjust, but it's big enough. It covers like the size of a fucking hell, I just had a brain fart. I can't remember the name of the fucking thing. Link. For fuck's sake, man. Total brain fart there. Couldn't remember the name of the fucking thing. Aye, but the quality's there. Aye, also in the Clasp, you've got polished chamfered edges, which just makes the whole thing kind of blend, like cohesive. You know, with the polish in there, the polished highlights on the watch, along the lugs and whatnot, it just continues onto the Clasp. I mean, even the brushing on the Clasp is brilliant. Signed, obviously. You can see the Nodus logo there. Double push button release, and that's it. And I've seen these before, and some of them are pretty crap. You know, they didn't feel very secure. But there's no way that's coming open. It's manufactured extremely well. Obviously, fully milled and that. I think this part here is pressed, but it's no like wafer thin that like you get on some. It's no chunky, but it's as thick as it needs to be, or it should be. I do like this Clasp. It's one of my favourites. It reminds me, I mean, I've not had loads of them in, but the San Martin Clasp, similar to that, but I would say this is even better than San Martin, and so it should be. I really like this watch. I'll be sad to see this go. I might say to Wes, got to take a few quid for this. Just leave it with me. I know there's no box or anything, just a canvas roll. That doesn't bother me. I'm not buying it to sell it. I'm buying it to wear it. Anyway, I'll find out what he says later. Oh, what have I not? I've not talked about the case back. It's pretty much the same as the Pilot watch that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago. You've got like this sector logo thing in the middle, specs around the edge. There's nothing to write home about. Does the job. Done the dimensions. Oh, the weight of the watch. I'm not telling you what the weight of the watch is. Sized up for my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Oh, better turn it on first. Sized up for my 6 3/4 inch wrist. You're looking at 139.6 grams. I bought here under 140. That's pretty much the sweet spot, isn't it? Anything like 150, 140, round about that area. It always works for me. The Nodus and give you a wee shot. There you go. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant watch. The case back, it almost disappears when you've got it on wrist. I suppose it depends on how tight you wear your watch, but I don't wear it overly tight. I just like it snug so it doesn't move. Aye, super comfortable. Looks the part. Aye, definitely highly recommended. And before I go, I'll give you a wee Lume shot. Here's my torch. I need to turn these fucking lights off. There you go. There's the Lume. Let me see if I can get it a bit darker. Why is this awfully bright? Trust me, the Lume on this is good. Very good. Executed extremely well. The application on it is bang on. I've looked at it under macro, not just the Lume obviously, but I've looked at the dial under macro using my loop, and it's flawless. I can't find any discrepancies, no fluff or dust. And like the margins and, as I say, the application of the Lume, it's spot on, super crisp. If you're in the market for a skin diver, I highly recommend this one. Wears really well on wrist, as I've already mentioned. Right, that's me. Thanks for watching the video. Please give it a wee like and subscribe if you haven't already. and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.